Introducing the Liberty Laptop, your gateway to online anonymity. Engineered with your privacy in mind, the Liberty Laptop comes equipped with cutting-edge security features, ensuring that your data remains yours and yours alone. No more worries about your personal information being shared without consent. Say goodbye to prying eyes and third-party snoops. Enjoy your online freedom with advanced privacy settings, protecting your every digital move, all at your fingertips. With the Liberty Laptop, you control what others see and don't see. We customize your privacy settings and let only what matters most to you be shared. No more concerns about unwarranted surveillance. We put the power back in your hands. No unwanted access through the laptop's camera and microphone. Powered by the latest technology, the Liberty Laptop ensures performance while respecting your personal boundaries. The Liberty Laptop. Your control. Your privacy. Your world. Visit calyxsolutions.io to experience true personal freedom today.
Yes, exactly. Personal freedom, hence the red, white, and blue shirt today. Today, I'm going to celebrate America as we're moving into a new America. I was watching a show earlier and something came to my mind and it made absolute sense. Everyone watching this show right now, you are the equivalent of someone who watched the Wright brothers fly. You were there, you saw it in person, and you went home. Let's say you lived in Chicago, but you witnessed the Wright brothers flying, and you head home, and you're actually telling everyone, guys, there's going to be airplanes all over the sky. You are going to be able to learn how to fly. You're going to fly up in an airplane, and everyone's looking at you like you've lost your fucking mind. They're like, what? Flying what? But no, what the hell are you talking? I'm not going to be able to fly. We're not going to have airplanes in the sky. What that was artificial transportation. We are at a point now where initially we had horses. That was artificial transportation technology. We had programmed horses, we broke them, and we reprogrammed them to ride on. Then we got whatever, hell, I don't know, like bikes and shit like that. Then we got cars. Once again, artificial transportation. Then we got planes and trains. Artificial transportation. Then we moved into, oh look, we have a printing press. Artificial labor. We have tractors. Artificial labor. Now we're moving into AI, artificial intelligence. And at the same time, we are entering into artificial labor in a human structure, robot. I want to show you guys something that one of our employees sent to us from her gym. This was at her gym the other day, working out. Check this out. Like I said, all right, this is at her gym. Move us over here. Right, no. There we go. This was at her gym.
Mike, come this way. Hey, come on. Let's go around the gym. Let me show you around the gym, big guy. I like that chain, boy. You're looking good today.
It's a little fella.
Right, good weight. Look at that, buddy. There we go. To the weight. Come down, uppercut today. Get a good workout, all right?
He's going to kill you all.
Push that back. Get him. Or hug it. Get him back and hug.
All right. Now, that's at a local gym in Florida. Now, mind you, it's an early version. It can wave. It can kind of do some shit. That robot is not linked with a Wi-Fi. It isn't linked with the internet. That's a very early model out of China. All right. That robot was created 3 years ago.
Really?
Yeah, that's a 3-year-old robot.
Dinosaur.
Yes, exactly. The new ones are freaking crazy. We are at a point in time, and that's why I have said, and I just said, everyone watching this show right now, you are on the cutting edge of the evolution of the world, not just societies, not the American society, the Chinese society, the Asian, whatever. The world as a whole is shifting into a completely different place. What you just saw with a robot, a 3-year-old robot, is just the beginning. That's at a local gym, right? That's the equivalent. I guarantee that was the very first time, which is why she sent it to me, she had ever experienced a robot in a normal, regular environment. It's like I'm at the gym and I'm watching a robot interact with people. And that, all right, I'm going to ask Patrick a question. All right, Patrick, when was the first time you ever used a cell phone? Do you remember like what year it was?
Yeah, it was 1994, maybe 93. It was a bag phone. It was a bag phone.
Yep, I had one. It was, if I remember correctly, it was 75 cents a minute.
Probably could be something like that. It was only an emergency situation. Yeah.
That is how this is going to roll out, where you guys watching right now, and this is within a year, I guarantee it, within a year, you will interact with a robot in real life. Now, we have them right now. We call them self-driving cars, and we've all used robots before. Your cell phone is in a way a robot, but this is the first time ever humans will coexist with human-shaped robots on a daily basis. And this is within a year, guys. This is not 10 years out. No. Within a year. Now, let me explain why this is so relevant. These robots are created with instant knowledge and instant upgrade of knowledge. That means it's the equivalent of if a woman, when she had a child, had a 30-year-old from the beginning. Humans have approximately, let's just use 18 as an example of an adult. It takes a human 18 years to learn its environment enough where we claim it's an adult. These robots, as soon as they're switched on, as soon as they have their level of consciousness, they are fully synced with the AI and human common knowledge instantly. So basically, we are about to increase the population of labor and intelligence instantly. There's no longer a human 18-year learning curve. So as we have these androids and robots and shit like that interacting with us, they're replacing human action without having to grow a human. This is going to be such a shock to the economy of the world, because we have lived on what we call generational waves. That we have Gen Z, we have blah, blah, we have Gen X, or what the fuck ever generation you are. Actually, I think Patrick is actually Generation Omega, because he's like the original one. But you see what I'm saying, though?
Yeah.
We no longer have generational cycles that will push humans forward in a generational wave. Now, as soon as you switch on a robot, it doesn't have an 18-year lag of a generation to actually catch up. It is instantly linked with the most current knowledge at that moment.
Right. I have one for you. I'm going to share this. I'm going to share this.
Absolutely, please do.
Here's a robot that's been created by John Deere.
I think you sent this to me, didn't you?
I did. Juan Deere 3000. Yeah.
Juan Deere 3000. Yeah. It's I don't think people are ready for how quickly
No,
this is going to move.
no.
What are you seeing? What are your thoughts? I mean, you were around when we first really utilized, I think it was actually fire, wasn't it? Weren't you like one of the originals who said, "Hey, we can warm ourselves with this flame of God"?
I don't. Yeah, yeah. Quest for Fire was a great film, by the way, documentary. Yeah, I remember that. I was working the boom mic when that documentary.
Good Lord.
It's I don't think people are ready for this. I really don't. As a matter of fact, I know they aren't ready for this. Yeah, and I think that's going to be the biggest issue for deploying these is the unwillingness for consumers to accept these as being in your face and right there. Some of us are probably going to go off grid and dig moats around our property, and they'll just be Juan Deere 3000 and a bunch of others trapped in this moat that they can't get out of. And then other folks are going to be forced to deal with it. And you're right about the cars. I mean, there's that part of it. Now, it's one thing to have this car show up. It's another thing to have a robot get out of it and have the robots deliver the goods. So they'll work in tandem.
Yep.
Yeah, they weren't ready for electricity, but the advent of that and its introduction to society was at a much slower rate than this. This is going to be exponential by comparison. Yeah, I get your point, but I'm dismissing it. So,
yeah, it's. I think this is going to be a larger shock to society than the internet, because that was on a screen. I can remember actually being so excited. I can actually go online and I can download a song in like only 5 minutes. That's amazing. And look at us now. We are live right now. You and I are on hundreds and hundreds of screens in real time. This is labor. This is work. This is
everything. This is everything.
Yeah.
This is the culmination of it all in one thing.
As I watched this, for some reason, what really popped in my head was Tower of what do you call it? Tower of Babel.
Right.
And I thought, we're getting kind of high.
Yeah. We are, and this is going to have a severe impact on mental health.
Oh, you are absolutely right. Absolutely right. Would you elaborate on how you think this is really going to screw with everyone's head?
Well, I think, and there's a number of points along the continuum of mental health where this is going to be problematic. I mean, we're going to have folks who are dealing with self-esteem issues. We're going to have folks who are dealing with I'm not good enough issues. We're going to have people that are contending with I can't find a job. I'm not skilled. I mean, just the shortcomings. And these things are going to be inserted into places where they don't need to be.
Like a gym?
Well, I think that was novelty. I mean, that was novelty. But there's going to be places where people are going to use them, and they're ineffective. They're overwrought in terms of what they're delivering. But I think from a mental health perspective, we as a species see ourselves as being in the top of the food chain. And now anybody who's dealing with an eggshell ego or id is going to find themselves going, oh, holy crap. Now robots are at the top of the food chain. Well, somebody's got to fix them. But somebody's got to program them. It's not like other programs. You're only as good as the programming and the data that it's drawing from.
I would argue that that AI right now is actually writing the programs for AI.
Oh, I believe that's what's going on. We've talked about AI teaching AI.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, and this is a great point that's made in the comments about robots arguing with each other about who's going to move out of the way. What's protocol of dominance?
That's a great question. How I look at this is these are early humans. This is absolutely how I look at this. Humans work on other humans. We actually call them surgeons. Robots will work on robots and humans. Because if you haven't seen Elon Musk's new robot, its hands are fucking incredible. And I know this sounds very simple, it can actually pick up a needle off the floor. Now that sounds very simple. Well, it's just a needle. The senses it has to have to recognize it has the needle. And that is only a human. Oh yeah, we got them rolling off here in the
Pepe had a great point. AI will be granted rights. I mean, they're already talking about animals getting rights.
Well, over in Indonesia, I think it was, they have the first robot citizen. I'm pretty sure it was Indonesia.
I'm going to have a problem with Indonesia doing that. Yeah, I don't know that it was Indonesia, but it's someplace over there. Okay.
Yeah, it isn't in America.
Right.
And I think it's somewhere around there. Actually, it may have been Saudi Arabia.
Well, even so.
In Albania. That wouldn't surprise me. That would not surprise me. This is the point where humans, and I hate to say this, but it's true, humans are going to be devalued because we have lived in a world where labor was human labor ran the pace of human evolution. Or human labor ran the societal evolution. Let's put it that way. Now, which do you think will actually be hired? If you have a job where you can hire a robot, which is going to cost you maybe $18,000 to $20,000, and it will work 24 hours a day. Or you hire a human who has healthcare needs, has a living wage, they got to go home to their house, they got to pay for, they got all of these extra prices that come with them. It isn't just labor cost, it's healthcare, taxes, all of this. That economically, here's a great example. Amazon yesterday said they're warning everyone that they're laying off 500,000 of their warehouse workers over the next 3 years. It's such a shock that they're working with the local communities and governments to work on some type of community compensation for the replacements, or who's actually let go. This is where they are going to transition into robots have to pay taxes. I'm not joking. That's what Amazon's talking about.
Well, Amazon can talk about that all they want, but I mean, if you're taxing and they have no representation, we have a fundamental flaw in that construct.
Only if you look at them as humans.
Well, that's where they're going. I mean, you can't tax something unless it's. I don't think that. Well, you could tax it.
Yeah,
and you would be taxing
value-added tax.
Well, the tax for the VATs are a one-time hit. What you're talking about is an ongoing tax revenue stream that comes from the robots. And boy, I can see this slope just getting greased because Pepe is going to be right.
Yeah,
they're going to get rights.
Yeah, well, I think initially we will have whoever owns the robot will actually pay a production tax.
Well, this is a problem for me in that this is a situation that Amazon has created on their own. And suddenly they're turning to communities and saying, hey, we realize that we've done something that's going to cost you significantly and is going to impact the community of human beings drastically to the tune of 500,000 jobs. So sorry, but you guys have to come up with the solution on how to fix this. I can't grow enough of these fast enough. No. And here's the other thing, going back to your question of economics, 18,000 a year for a robot versus, 90,000 for a human being. I'll take the human being all day long.
Absolutely. I'd ethically and humanly, I agree with you. But also, Amazon has a fiduciary responsibility to their shareholders. This is why this shit's going to get crazy, because whenever that was released, their share price went up because they realized, oh, we'll have more profit. We're going to hit a point where, and mark my words, folks, and as soon as I say this, everyone's going to nod their head. You're going to have happen exactly what happened with cars when they were first introduced. There were anti-automobile movements, which if they saw a car, they would hurt it or wreck it or somehow, saying these aren't welcome. We're going to see, and this is going to sound weird saying it, we are going to see violence against robots.
Yeah, well, yeah, we are, but by the same token, you're going to get busted because the data stream is immediate, and it's going to have a 360 camera. You're going to be identified.
Yep.
And your cell phone is going to be pinged, and you're not going to get away with it. The other thing is really we start taking it out on the producers. Amazon gets boycotted. We just don't buy from them. We buy from other people. We buy from folks that aren't employing robots on a mass scale to the level that they create unemployment.
Things are about to get very interesting because we're at a place where humans, there are jobs that we don't want to do.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we do that already. There's what do they call them? Sappers. Sappers is it's a unit in the Army, an engineering unit, and they're the guys that bomb detonation.
Oh yeah,
they handle IEDs. They're already using those. Military and law enforcement have them. You bet. Blow that robot up all day long.
Yeah.
Let Billy go home. Yeah.
I can remember my grandfather explaining how lazy humans are, because his example, this will show his age, his example was an oven or whatever you call, like a stove. He's like, in the old days, you had to go cut wood. You had to make the fire. You had this whole job. And now you walk over and you flick a switch, and voila, you have the fire on a thing that you can cook it right there. And he used that example as humans are just, we evolve with shit we don't want to do anymore. Like, you don't want to cut wood every time you want to eat, or you don't want to cut wood and have a fucking pile of it in your house where you have to head out and grab wood and actually cook. Well, we're at that point now where, and I hate to say this, but I've seen examples in real life. There's a lot of humans that are just flat out not mentally capable of operating in society. I mean, and I swung over to grab lunch at a McDonald's. The lady, the young woman, I'd say she was maybe 22, maybe 23, was so incompetent that she literally had to swing the thing around and ask, is this right? I think I've done this right. And she's asking the customer, have I put in the order right? And that whole exchange opened my mind to, oh God, we're fucked. Because
it took that.
Well, I knew it. I just didn't want to admit it until then. and what I noticed was it isn't that she was retarded. She had nothing physically wrong with her. It was she hadn't learned how to critically work through an issue. Because when I looked at what she swung around, it was a simple interface. Extremely simple. Like a 4-year-old with an iPad could figure out this fucking menu layout. And yet I'm watching this.
Did it have pictures? Did it have pictures?
Yes. Yes. It had
Garanimals for McDonald's. Yeah.
Yeah. There were no words. It just showed a Big Mac. Did you want pickles? And it was a picture of a pickle. Did you want onions? It was a picture of an onion. And she couldn't work her way through this. And this went on for like easily 10 minutes. And I'm watching this poor woman struggle through what, and I don't even work there. And as soon as she swung it around, I'm like, oh yeah, this, and this, and this. Yeah, there you go. And I thought to myself, oh God, we're so fucked. It isn't that they're stupid. It's they never learned how to work their way through a problem. If you're an employee of a restaurant and you have to ask the customer, hey, can you look at this and see if I'm doing this right? That's frightening. But reason I'm bringing this up is from an entrepreneur, the guy who owns that fucking McDonald's, would he rather get a robot, which we already have? We actually call them kiosks. Would he rather hire a kiosk than her? Abso-fucking-lutely. All day long. Now, we're reaching a point where robots can pick up a needle off the floor. That means that robot can flip a burger. And it ain't even flipping burgers no more. You like pull a thing, however you make them, a robot can do that.
Oh, put it in the microwave.
Yeah.
They'll just have to take it and insert it in the side of their head.
Yeah.
It's the robot. Yeah.
Instaburger. And
yeah, I won't be going there.
Oh my God. You are many of Gen Z are not able to count out your change at a I've ran into this so often. They just freeze. And they're looking at the number. You owe them $9.37. And they're like, all right, I'll take a 5.
I went through one. Yeah. I went through one the other day and it was $8.04 was the cost. So I gave her $10.04, thinking I'll get 2 singles back. I could see she locked up. And then I hear change. And I'm going, what the heck's going on here? She reaches out and says, I have to give you 8 quarters because I don't have any $2 bills. I said, no, that's not going to happen. So I pulled 3 ones out and I gave them to her. And I said, give me a 5 back.
You were toast.
And she just, it just flashed over. I said, listen to me. You have $2 in your hand. Here's $3. Give me a $5 bill. I know you have that in the register. Do you have a $5 bill? I do. I said, does the math make sense? $2 and change, 3 singles. 2 and 3 makes 5, right? Yes. I said, grab the 5 and give it to me. And she was like dumbfounded. And I said, you cannot dump 8 quarters in somebody's hand and say, too bad, this is what you get. That's crappy customer service. So anyway, yeah. But we go back further. Joe had said it and Bobby said it. They just can't count. They can't. Mine could at least count.
Yes.
I had that chimp had been trained. Yeah. You pay peanuts, you get monkeys.
Yeah, it's weird. And I don't know if you've looked at college enrollment this year. College enrollment is actually down 40% from last year. 40%.
Yep. Yeah, where do you think they're all going? On the couch or to trades?
I hope to a trade school.
And some military.
Yeah. I have a friend who is a welder. She's a damn good welder.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. She travels around the country.
Yep.
And she makes fucking good money as a welder. She can't hire nobody. She has been trying to hire people, and she's offering big wage.
Yeah, she can't get helpers because.
Yeah. And mind you, welding in the grand scheme is not super technically hard. Now, how you do it, that actually takes time on learning how to weld in a very nice way.
And in manufacturing situations, it can be done robotically, but that's just spot welding in a chain of events that can be programmed. Now, what she's doing is a lot of pipes,
Yep.
and that type of, there's problem solving, there's on the spot changes that have to be made in some instances. Underwater welding is another example. You cannot have a robot do that. There'd be dead people all over. Yeah, there are some places where welding can be done by robotics, but by and large, no. Electrical work, plumbing, same thing.
Yeah.
HVAC, same thing.
Yes. And eventually, robots will be able to do that.
I don't disagree with that. Yeah.
Eventually, we got about probably 4 or 5 years before we have an electrician robot. Now, the thing is I saw a show yesterday, or no, it was on X. There was someone looking to hire a apprentice carpenter. And we are not talking about a finishing carpenter. This is rough. This is actually building walls and shit.
Right.
They were often offering $37 an hour for what, when I was a union carpenter, we were actually called arms and legs, because we don't need your head. You don't know enough. We just need your arms and legs. And they're offering I'm pretty sure it was $37 an hour for someone who could just swing a hammer. That's showing my age. Use a nail gun, you know.
That's $77,000 a year.
Yeah. When I was a union carpenter, I think when I left, I was making $24.88 an hour, which was good money. Now that's shot up, and it's probably, and mind you, that's when I left. So I was a journeyman, and I was making 27. I don't remember, but it was a decent wage. And I was a journeyman. When I was initially hired on at the union, I think I made $12.80.
Wow.
And now it's up to $37 an hour for arms and legs. Oh, yes, please, everyone, please like and subscribe to the channel. Because this is only going to get more interesting as we go, folks. And wow. All right. Now, Patrick. If you were in charge of America and they said, all right, we have these robots rolling out, we have AI rolling out in a big way, how do you think we should do this? What would you do?
Being a capitalist, I'm of the opinion that I can't regulate this at all.
Yep.
And we all know that success requires failure at some point. Somebody in the chat had a pretty good comment, and that's that at some point we can find ourselves being bored with AI. The notion that it's going to be all pervasive and everywhere, I think is an extreme. It's going to present its shortcomings. It's going to present instances where it can't be used. It could be used, but is it necessarily going to be any more effective than the decision making that we have today? Probably not. So it's going to find, through the process of just complete inundation of AI, it's going to find its watermark. And the same thing holds true of robots. I think we just let the market dictate where these things end up finding their viable spot. And that's all we can do. Along the way, there's going to be a lot of disasters. There's going to be a lot of companies that file Chapter 7s because an 11 is going to be unwarranted. They're just going to go right out of business. It's going to take some bodies with it. So, and I hope not, but we could see some things come from the robots themselves that are catastrophic.
I would agree with that. All right, we are going to watch a little clip here because I really want people to realize how close we are. Because as this happens, I don't want anybody who watches our show, I don't want them surprised. Here we go.
Elon Musk doesn't hype lightly, but with the Tesla Bot Gen 3, he's saying the quiet part out loud, that this could matter even more than Tesla's cars. What was once a clunky prototype is now a humanoid machine walking, working, and aiming for mass production by late 2025. Musk calls it a turning point, a moment where Tesla steps beyond cars into the future of work, industry, and even the global economy.
You said recently tens of billions of robots, but that's decades away.
At least 1 decade away.
It's got to be more than that.
It's going to grow very fast.
Why do you think that?
I think humanoid robots will be the biggest product ever. The demand will be insatiable. Everyone's going to want one. It's like basically who wouldn't want their own personal C-3PO R2-D2? Right?
No, you've said that, and your goal. You've also said is to produce 1 million robots. I think by 2030. That's what I had you on the record as saying.
I think that's a reasonable target.
And then start towards sustainable abundance, which you can get into.
When Musk talks about Optimus Gen 3, he doesn't treat it as an experiment. He puts it above Tesla's cars, even above self-driving. In his words, the humanoid robot may become the most important product Tesla has ever built. That statement changes the frame. Tesla was long defined by electric vehicles, batteries, and energy systems. Now those look less like end goals and more like the groundwork for something bigger. The plan is clear. Tesla will first deploy Optimus across its own factories, using thousands of units to prove reliability and scale. Only then will consumer adoption follow, when the bot has already shown it can handle repetitive, complex work alongside humans. By setting this path, Musk is positioning Tesla as the first business to mass-produce general-purpose humanoid robots, and the world can't help but watch. Gen 3 is a clear leap forward. At 121 pounds, it's lighter than its predecessor, giving it natural balance and smoother mobility. Standing around 5 feet 11 inches, it fits right into human-scale environments, and its sleeker proportions make it feel more like us. The hands now have 11 degrees of freedom, capable of delicate tasks, from picking up coins to handling fragile objects. The feet are articulated so it can bend, squat, and recover from pushes while moving on uneven surfaces. Even the exterior reflects careful thought. Lightweight materials and better weight distribution make it faster and more stable. The face has a display panel to make interaction easier and more natural. Every design choice is tied to function. Musk and his engineers want more than aesthetics alone. Each change enables Optimus Gen 3 to move, lift, and respond with a precision that Gen 2 could only hint at. These upgrades set the stage for performance. Design lays the groundwork, but movement brings Optimus to life. Walking speed remains modest, around 5 miles per hour, but the gait is smoother, more human-like, and far more reliable than Gen 2. Each movement is guided by a combination of lightweight materials, articulated joints, and refined weight distribution. Demonstrations from 2025 show the bot performing tasks that were once thought difficult for a humanoid, picking up and sorting objects, folding a shirt, or delicately handling eggs without cracking them. These are practical lessons in how the robot adapts to real-world interactions. Each upgrade may seem small, but they add up. Changes in foot articulation, hand dexterity, and structural weight allow Optimus to interact with its environment in ways that feel natural rather than mechanical. With these capabilities in place, the stage is set for the next layer, the brain behind the motion. To understand what makes Gen 3 act and adapt, we need to look at the AI guiding every step and adjustment. Optimus runs on Tesla's full self-driving architecture, using the same neural networks that guide vehicles on roads worldwide. Cameras, depth sensors, and force detectors in the limbs feed a constant stream of data to a custom Tesla AI chip. Every motion is calculated in real time, letting the bot adapt if a table is off-center or an object is fragile. Learning is also built in. Optimus no longer just repeats tasks. It stores them, refines them, and applies lessons across different jobs. It even draws insight from Tesla's fleet of cars, turning experience into generalized skill. Autonomy is a core feature. The bot can follow voice commands, act independently, and choose the best sequence of actions without step-by-step programming. Musk describes it as a general-purpose worker, capable of learning on the fly rather than being limited to a single function. With this foundation, Gen 3 begins to feel less like a machine and more like a system capable of adapting, thinking, and acting in human spaces. The next challenge is sustaining that intelligence for extended periods, which brings us to battery, efficiency, and operational endurance. Autonomy and motion need power, and Gen 3 delivers. Its custom 2.3 kilowatt-hour battery provides around 8 hours of continuous operation, enough for a full workday in a factory or home. Now, efficiency goes beyond raw battery size. Lightweight materials, smarter weight distribution, and optimized motors reduce energy use, letting Optimus move smoothly without draining itself. Recharging will tie into Tesla's network, with final compatibility still in the works. Power management is closely tied to performance. The bot's AI coordinates movement and load handling to minimize waste, automatically adjusting how it walks, lifts, or manipulates objects to save energy. Every step in each action is a balance between capability and endurance. These upgrades let Optimus work reliably for long periods, transforming it from a demo robot into a practical tool for both industrial and household tasks. But the real test comes when millions of units hit the field, requiring not just efficiency, but predictable day-to-day reliability. That challenge leads straight into its real-world applications and use cases.
I think we kind of get the gist there. According to Elon, I think this was last weekend, they should be pushing out robots come, I think he said December of this year. So in like a month and a half, they will be producing 600 a day in a month and a half. Now, according to him, next December, a year later, they will be pushing out 10,000 units a day. This is going to move quick. Guys, it's October. We're like 2.5 months away, not even 2.5 months away from the end of this year. How quick is that year going to go? Very quickly. And we are going to see it in our daily lives. All right, go ahead, Patrick. I know you got something to say.
Well, you can build them. I just don't know how many people are going to be buying them, and I don't know what the price point is.
Let me answer that for you. They already have 600,000 pre-orders.
Okay.
And that was not public able to buy it. This is just warehouses and Amazon and all of, right?
Understand. And you're going to hit a saturation point early where anybody who wants one or needs one gets one.
Yep.
And then the market dictates.
Well, that's true. It's just we're going to reach a point where there's general use robots for every job humans have ever done. Which means, and Elon has said, within about 10 years, we'll have more robots than humans. I mean, I think he's including cars in that number. So I don't know. I'm just curious what the world looks like when there's just or close to just as many robots as humans.
Well, right. But you're also going to find infrastructure issues to support that. We don't have the power grid that we need now. So how are we going to gen up these batteries for all of these robots that are going to be online? Solar panels on the top of their heads. I did like that one robot they had in there, though. It looked like he had a toupon. I mean, it was just a giant comb over.
Yeah, and I think initially, while they look like robots, I think it's going to be really odd, like seeing them and, oh, look, a robot. Pretty soon, you're going to be able to order your robot to look the way you want it to look. I want a blonde. I want her about 5'9", about 5'10", whatever. And blah, blah, blah. I want her to have boobs and all this other stuff. That's coming. We had we had OpenAI announce last week that they're allowing OpenAI to generate adult content.
Well, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, it's AI porn. We're going into, so what happens to all of the actresses in the porn business? We ain't going to need no fluffers anymore.
They're going to work at Waffle House.
Yep. If they're lucky, because Waffle House will probably have a robot behind the damn counter.
No. If I were to get a robot, I would have it look like a Weeble.
Yeah.
I want it obvious that it's a robot.
Yeah. Great point. Great. No jobs for OnlyFans creators. That's going to be part of it. Because what if you have an OnlyFans AI?
Yeah.
And it only costs you $1. Or you pay in Bitcoin or Litecoin or Ethereum. Well,
so I don't have to have a mining operation. Well, I do have a mining operation. It's just
what is real anymore? What actually makes humans unique in the physical world anymore? And this is why I think more and more people, if you've seen the number of people who are going to church again,
yes,
it's up and to the right. Because I think people are realizing and they're starting to feel this physical world is an issue.
Well, and this is what I was getting at when I was talking about the mental health issues that are going to come from this. This is what I was talking about. And if you think it's, we see an increase in churches now, or religious people choosing a religious path now, just wait until we start seeing robots walking on the street.
Yep.
Yeah.
I watched a I watched a woman on, I guess it was X. She was ranting that women need to realize that AI and robots and all of this is going to be a problem for women. And she was stone cold honest. She was like, y'all realize we're about to get replaced, right? Because all of the emotional things you have to deal with women, and I'm generalizing this, she's like, that all goes away. What happens when a guy can actually buy a $20,000 robot that will do all the things you do, including sexually, and it don't talk back. It doesn't yell at you. It doesn't complain. It doesn't want a bigger house. It doesn't want all this extra shit. And her rant, I gotta find that and I gotta repost that, because it's what she said was true. And she made a forecast. She's like, you're gonna see women look for weak men.
Oh, they already are.
Oh yeah, yeah. And she's like, they are gonna try and lock them down with a baby. And I'm sitting there thinking, where the fuck have you been? You know? That's been happening for years.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's and I hate to say it. You're right. Western women, I don't know if they're done, but they definitely have issues. And it's so crazy where we're at, because it's almost removing humans as anything of value, you know. And on the other side, why would a woman want a man? I think there's like a psychological link in women that it's like in them. But why would a woman want a man if she can just have a robot? I got a great joke on the tip of my tongue.
No. Discretion is the better part of valor. Discretion is the better part of valor. You are right. There is a natural propensity for women to be drawn to men. It's part of the species call of the wild, if you will. And I have to think that the concept of the robot as a companion is beyond icky.
Oh, I agree.
And if nothing else, we will see an increase in religious paths and celibacy coming our way. Not that we shouldn't have had that a long time ago, because I'm all for setting up GoFundMe pages for vasectomies. There's a lot of guys out there that should be shooting blanks because they're not doing anything to improve the human race.
Yeah. Hey, Magic Mike. He says, I was yelling in a hospital. Where did they put their cross at? And why don't they support God in hospitals? Brother, when I was younger, every hospital, hell, every room had a cross on the wall.
Yeah.
And hotels.
Gideon Bible in every drawer.
Yeah, I was at a hotel, and I think it was here in Vegas. And I looked for the Bible, wasn't there. And I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah. And in some regions, you'll find Gideon's Bible and you'll find the Book of Mormon.
Yeah. Yeah. It's we're reaching in, because I think, and we'll wrap this up. We've been going for an hour and 10 minutes, but I think that this, like you said, I think more and more people are going to go to church and look, and if not even church, maybe this will actually make people value human soul or human energy or human existence.
That's humanity itself. Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's we're, God, this is going to sound bad. We're at a point right now where if you see a horse, you're like, oh, look, a horse. Oh, wow. And it's like something special. Guys, 100 and something years ago, a horse, if you didn't see a horse, it was weird. Well, eventually, we're going to have so many robots that seeing a human and interacting with them is going to feel different than it does now. It's like you're going to look at them and go, oh, my tribe. It's my people. It's a person. And I think that uniqueness of humanity is going to really grow out of this, because just like when you see a horse now, you get excited because you're like, oh, you don't see those every day.
Yeah, but then I go into McDonald's and I find a girl that asks, is this the way that this order should be?
Yeah. I honestly believe the intelligence of people is going to fall. It's already falling.
Oh.
But I think that people our age we're going to appreciate them not for their intelligence, but for their humanity.
Our age? Wait.
When I say our, I mean me and most of the people in the chat room.
Oh, okay.
You know, I really do think humans are going to value humans more. Once we get over the shock of the economic change. Yeah, that's funny. Humans in the zoo with robots watching us and feeding us French fries. We are the new gorilla. We are the new orangutan.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird because eventually robots will actually be as common as a fucking calculator. And humans will have have no longer remembered how to do some of the jobs that the robots are doing. Just like a calculator. I can't remember the last time I actually broke out a piece of paper and went, all right, 89 divided by 10,753. You know? And that is going to be where we live, where, I mean, just an example. I was hungry, so I got on DoorDash. Not only did I not have to cook it, I didn't have to get off my ass, which is not so fat no more.
It's just a back with a crack in it. That's
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Patrick, we have our show here in about 45 minutes. Could you let everyone know where they can get our laptops and where they can watch our show here in about 45 minutes and what you're going to be talking about on the show?
Sure. Laptops are at calixsolutions.io. You'll see crypto laptops and Liberty laptops next to it at the nav bar at the top. If you have one and have not subscribed to the show, you can do that going into the portal. Go into the portal, access that. You'll find something called Calix Cyber Suites. And in there, you can get a subscription. We'll send you a link every week for the show. And there's an archive there that will allow you to look at all the previous shows. Bunch of topics today. The EliPal hardware wallet has been hacked.
Of course it has.
Oh, yeah. There's some talk of CZ getting pardoned. The North Korean kids are at it again. And then the U.S. is moving to seize a boatload of Bitcoin from a pig butchering operation. We'll talk about that. And then we have a question about whether or not your AI agent is a ticking time bomb with your data.
Ooh.
So, we got that going on. So feel free to join us through the subscription. And if you need a laptop, contact us. We'll be glad to talk to you about that. We do customs as well. So if you need a desktop built, we can do that according to your specs. So, yeah.
Yep. And these laptops, I have been telling you guys, with everything rolling out, your laptop is going to make you money. And it's also your laptop, because unfortunately, guys, the phones ain't going to cut it. It's a weakness. It isn't a feature.
Yeah.
It's a flaw, not a feature.
Right.
All right. Everyone have a great day. Hopefully we see most of you over at our show in about 45 minutes. Give us a call or email us 702-845-8276 or check out our website at calixsolutions.io. Patrick, I'll see you in a few minutes, brother.
Sounds good. Thanks, everybody, for watching.
Bye-bye.
Introducing the Liberty Laptop, your gateway to online anonymity. Engineered with your privacy in mind, the Liberty Laptop comes equipped with cutting-edge security features, ensuring that your data remains yours and yours alone. No more worries about your personal information being shared without consent. Say goodbye to prying eyes and third-party snoops. Enjoy your online freedom with advanced privacy settings, protecting your every digital move, all at your fingertips. With the Liberty Laptop, you control what others see and don't see. We customize your privacy settings and let only what matters most to you be shared. No more concerns about unwarranted surveillance. We put the power back in your hands. No unwanted access through the laptop's camera and microphone. Powered by the latest technology, the Liberty Laptop ensures performance while respecting your personal boundaries. The Liberty Laptop. Your control. Your privacy. Your world. Visit calixsolutions.io to experience true personal freedom today.